midshipmen in prime time. Live on NBC and Peacock.
No matter what your name is, everyone has something to protect. For Bill Thompson, what he's got to be.
Daddy's still good. I love basketball, so this is how we hang out. So
It's what he's been given.
my secret ingredient. That's the script. Are you writing this down?
Don't worry, I'm writing it down.
As wealth gets bigger by the generation, everyone has something to protect. And Prudential has life insurance for wherever you are in life. You can protect your life.
Come on now. That was beautiful.
Your rock.
Next at 11, Democrats dominate this election night
in California and beyond.
It's been a good evening.
Proposition 50 passes, not a big surprise, but a very large turnout. And what is the message that Californians are now sending to the White House?
Oh, it came at the last minute at 8.
The polls are closed, but there is still a long line of people waiting to cast their ballot. Why people are so dedicated to making their voice heard.
How can an outspoken progressive Democrat represent a longtime Republican stronghold? We could soon find out in parts of Orange County.
People want you to focus on things that are going to make their life better.
This is NBC4 News at 11.
Thanks for joining us on this election night. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. A resounding victory for Governor Newsom as Prop 50 passed by a very wide margin here tonight, meaning California's congressional districts will change in an effort to give Democrats an edge in next year's midterms.
All right, here's a live look at the results so far with just about 2/3 of the vote in at this point. There you see the yes on 50 has it by a 64 to 35% margin. Now in raw votes, that's about a 2 million vote lead.
Clearly, there was a lot of interest in this race, even though it was the only thing on the ballot. It didn't matter the location, Orange or LA counties or the Inland Empire. We saw long lines of people across the area, people voting in person, voters dropping off their mail-in ballots.
We have live team coverage tonight. Conan Nolan is here. He'll have more on the analysis of the race and perhaps what comes next.
Well, let's begin now with Carolyn Johnson. We just heard from the governor declared victory here tonight.
Oh, he certainly did. And it was a big win for Governor Newsom. It was just about a month and a half ago when he pushed forward with his plans for this special election. He called tonight a victory for California, a victory for the United States.
Tonight, after poking the bear, this bear roared with an unprecedented turnout in a special election with an extraordinary result. People waiting up 3 hours to cast their vote, to send a message to Donald Trump. No crowns, no thrones, no kings. That's what this victory represents. So tonight, I'm proud, but I'm very mindful and sober of the moment we are living in. Donald Trump does not believe in fair and free elections. Period and full stop. Our founding fathers did not live and die to see the kind of vandalism to this republic and our democracy that Donald Trump is trying to perpetuate.
And before he wrapped up his remarks, the governor encouraged leaders in other states, New York, Colorado, Illinois, Maryland, and Virginia, to meet this moment head on, to recognize, he said, what we are up against in 2026. Now, he did not specifically call for redistricting in those states, but that certainly seemed to be his message.
All right, Carolyn, thank you. Of course, now we're going to bring in Conan Nolan with more on what this means, where we go moving forward here. Message to the Trump administration in the margin of victory here.
Certainly. This was a frustrated electorate. Midterm elections normally are a referendum on the party in power. This is a pre-midterm election, and the message wasn't good for the White House. Good night for Gavin Newsom. No question, he is now the leader of the opposition in the eyes of most Democrats. Polls indicate that win tonight, big win. It wasn't easy. Keep in mind, not only unlike Texas, which reapportioned their districts in order to favor 5 more Republicans, they just had to get it through a GOP-dominated legislature. He needed to get it through the California legislature and then get it on the ballot and then campaign for it, raise money in order to make sure you got the votes. It was a Herculean task. He made it, and this is a high watermark for him right now.
All right, so what is the marching order now for the Republicans moving forward?
Well, you're talking about, Gavin Newsom made a subtle, Carolyn was talking about it, subtle message to other states, because he knows that Ohio's going to try to redistrict for Republicans. Utah is, where we saw it in Texas. Florida is even saying that we don't want one. I mean, some members of that legislature say we're going to try to draw out any Democrat of Florida. So this is not the end of it. We're running out of time. Remember, we're 1 year away from that midterm election we've been talking about. But some states are saying, listen, California did it. We're going to do it just to, once again, help the president maintain a majority in the House of Representatives. That's what this is about. All right, Conan's going to be out here with us tonight to break it down even more. But right now, we're going to go live to our Robert Kovacic. He's in downtown L.A., where there's a watch party for the Democrats. He has their reaction to the voters approving Prop 50. Robert.
Colleen, this was a watch party here in downtown Los Angeles, a gathering of LA County Democrats, some heavy hitters, as you're about to hear from, that was brimming with confidence from the outset as they watched the results from across the country. And here we are in the state of California with one thing on the ballot with national implications. Listen to Mayor Karen Bass and Congressmember Maxine Waters speaking to the crowd well before the polls closed.
Tonight is about a check and a balance. As Mark Gonzalez, our assembly member, said, we're 300 plus days away from the real check, which is us taking back the House, because it is all about putting checks and balances in place that don't exist right now.
I want you to know that we have been saying, when you fight, you win. When you fight, you win. Texas started this, but we are winning. We fought and we are winning.
Now, joining elected leaders, including Supervisor Lindsay Horvath and Assembly Member Mark Gonzalez, was Congressmember Eric Swalwell from the Bay Area in Northern California. He was really taking center stage here today, as his name is now being discussed as a possible candidate for the governor of California. We spoke with Congressmember Eric Swalwell extensively live on our NBC Los Angeles streaming channel this evening.
Are you concerned that the effect of Prop 50 will disenfranchise certain voters?
This was that the voters decided on. Unlike Texas, Indiana, Missouri, Florida, we went to the voters and we said, these are the proposed maps. You vote them up or down. So this was democracy. And the voters understand we still have to win these 5 seats and maybe even a 6th or 7th seat that we could put in play. So it's always going to be up to the voters, and we have to have a massive turnout next November. And the way I see it, frankly, is we win next November, we win the midterms, we have accountability, subpoena power, power of the purse. In America, we cut our time in hell by half, and the voters get that.
So you can call this a victory party for those celebrating the passage of Prop 50, but for the LA County Democrats and others that gathered here in downtown Los Angeles this evening, this really was more of a launch party for the midterm elections next year. Live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Robert Kovacic. Let's go back to you.
All right, Robert, thank you. And of course, as we've shown you, for a special election, turnout was pretty impressive today. We saw very long lines all across Southern California, including voters in Temecula still waiting in line at 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, the rule is if you're in line before the polls close, you can vote. NBC4's Karma Dickerson live for us in North Hollywood, where turnout was pretty big there, too. Karma.
Yes, we're talking about people who waited hours to cast ballots and people who kept waiting even after they knew the race had called. From North Hollywood.
Especially being a person of color, that just my ancestors even just paved the way to make this a possibility for me. So I just always try to come out and vote in every election.
I will feel better knowing that I made a point to exercise my duty to vote. I mean, that way when outcomes, whether the outcomes are in your personal favor or not, at least you have that satisfaction knowing you had your input. You made yourself counted.
To Boyle Heights.
I never thought Boyle Heights had this many people that wanted to vote, and I'm so glad. It was very inspiring to see everybody here, and I had to drag my kids over here to vote, and it was a 2-hour wait, but it was well worth it.
We got right in line at the minute before voting closed, and we've been waiting now for 30 minutes, maybe another 30 to go, but it's totally worth it so that we do our part in voting.
Paris?
I'm surprised. Most of the time I've been voting since I was, a teenager, and I rarely
year, I've never seen it like this ever.
To Anaheim, vote centers across the Southland saw long lines of people looking to cast a ballot in person, including first-time voter Cassidy Stanley Sticko.
I think it was cool. I was told it would be quicker next time.
Cassidy joining her family in their tradition of voting together.
She's always come with me when I voted. I made it a point to say it's important. Let's use your voice, speak up. And now she actually got to do it. It's kind of a big deal.
Oh my gosh, are those little tears in your eyes, Mom? Oh my gosh. At 8 o'clock at the North Hollywood Senior Center, there was still a line down the street of people waiting to vote. State law allowed them to still cast a ballot, but shortly after 8 p.m. came the news alerts. Prop 50, the only item on the ballot, was projected to win. The last two people in line told us why they were still committed to voting.
I did see the latest headline of that coming in as well.
And you still think it's important to vote?
Yes.
So you see that the race has been projected, and you're still dedicated to stay and vote?
Yes, because again, it's a matter of you'll be on record